with all that. I'm with all that.
All that.
Yeah, I'm with all that. I'm with all that.
All that.
All that. Whole lot. I'm with all that. Whole lot. Whole lot. I'm with all that. I'm with all that.
We checked your file, you are not.
No.
You never swap chili for EBT. In Vegas, my Chiefs Taylor Swift stay red T too pop. We be too Westwood, nose be too. Moving won't leave like tennis that squat. The best advice come from villains. What it do, lil? Big back, tube sock, fell in love with my mirror, everything your crew not. With the road wop, get why?
Same soup, I just had to reheat it. Ain't know my name, I ain't had to repeat it. I'm with the ride with the blah blah. All that like Kel and Kitty. Yeah, I'm with all that. I'm with all that.
All that.
Yeah, I'm with all that. I'm with all that.
All that.
Whole lot. Whole lot. I'm with all that. Whole lot. Whole lot. I'm with all that. I'm with all that.
This is Brian Anderson with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke. Allie LaForce, our reporter. So the Timberwolves win the tip. Here's Randall. The kick out to Edwards. Outside Conley. Second chance effort. Oh, got a piece of it. Here's the break. And then Morant with the jam.
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
Let's check in with our reporter. Oh, gets you some!
Showing some power.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up.
Yeah, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And certainly on paper, this game is something of a mismatch, Doris.
Yes, it is, but it's always dangerous when one team is expected to win by a large margin. Because why? Human nature. Can't skip steps. These are still professional basketball players. That underdog can be a real dog.
Here's Gobert. Outside McDaniels. And they pick up two.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Pass to Jackson. Out to the wing. Wells. Ooh, the Grizzlies with another miss. And here's Minnesota now. 4-point game. Chalk up two there. McDaniels gotten his second bucket of the game.
Well, if you want to pinpoint one thing about Mike Conley, it's his feel for the game. That's a pretty pass.
And it's so hard to stop the putback when you let him live at the rim like that.
Boy, once he gets his hands on it around the rim, it's too late.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
There's Jackson with the three. Doesn't go, and he's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
6 on the shot clock. Pass to Randall. There's the triple. Here's Gobert. Soft touch off the glass.
Listen, at just over 7 feet, we know Gobert's going to be terrific on the glass.
Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
Woo! When you finish like that, you deserve to brag.
Impressive, no question.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Morant with it, and it's Gobert picking him up. McDaniels with the rebound.
It seemed like he changed his mind during the layup, tried to pull off another shot, and choked.
Pass to Randall. Back to Edwards. Randall on the screen. Inside. The rebound by Jackson. Grizzlies trail by 7. And here's the fast break. Bain, no good. Right side Edwards. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Edey.
Substitution on the court.
A minute 20 left in the first quarter. Back to Randall. Outside, DiVincenzo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Takes the 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
And Naz Reid has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, B.A., and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Naz has got big-time game.
DiVincenzo can't hit.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Here's Aldama. Here's Huff. And the shot is good. Dropping it off the front of the rim. 19 seconds left to play in the first. And the Timberwolves with possession. They're on a 15-6 run. Here's DiVincenzo. Huff pulls it in. Three-pointer. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Minnesota closing out the quarter with us. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, let's quickly break down the game, what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
The aggressiveness on defense has been infectious. Everyone's come to the party. I love it.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Now here's DiVincenzo. No made baskets yet. And the shot goes.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
They set the pick to the paint. Here's Huff. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. Now here's McDaniels. He has 7. Here's DiVincenzo. And he missed again. Now 1 of 5.
Coach loves the execution, just not the result. That's okay. That's part of the process.
Well, Luke Kennard's bread and butter, right? The lethal outside shooter who doesn't need much space.
Here's DiVincenzo. That one falls. DiVincenzo's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Nice dribble move to get to the hoop for an easy 2.
And Dante DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Pippen. Still no points. Yep, count it.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Minnesota leading by 4. Outside, Alexander Walker. Pass to DiVincenzo. Shot from the low post is good. DiVincenzo's got 6. Kennard outside. Knocks it down from distance.
Well, guys who are known as shooters are always ready on the catch. Luke Kennard, rise and fire.
After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024, Grant.
You know, really, by no fault of their own, B.A. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league.
And so it's Minnesota with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Miller. Excellent D there from Aldama. Grizzlies trail by 3. To the inside. Pass to Stevens. Here's Huff. Reed with the rebound. And here's Minnesota now. Right side, DiVincenzo. Got a hand on it. The 3 is up. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
You'd like to see more effective ball movement there.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. A minute 31 left to play in the first half of basketball. Edwards for 3. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
The game now all tied up. Baines got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Among the best passers in the league, Morant finds open teammates.
Getting it done inside. Edwards.
That's a move you won't see many guys make. Impressive stuff.
It's Jackson, high post. Up and over Conley. Jackson can't get it to go. Now here's Edwards. 6 points for him. The rebound by Jackson. Here's Bane. Drives to the hoop.
Strong anticipation from Jackson on the dish. Coaches love to see that out of their big men.
Here's Edwards. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Edwards has got 4 points this quarter.
Pretty dime there, the kind of ball movement coaches love to see. Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
Outside Conley. Here's Randall. Memphis with a rebound.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Jackson for 3. The shot comes out. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's the Grizzlies up 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
And he knocks down the first one. Doris, one of the most physical guards in the NBA, Anthony Edwards.
If you want to talk about a prototypical NBA body, it's Anthony Edwards. He's got size, strength, athleticism, but beyond that, he's so skilled. Three-level scorer, versatile on the defensive end, fearless when it matters. Anthony Edwards may be the next face of the league.
The way Morant sets up his teammates is as good as any guard in this league.
Down low. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. They'll pin that one on Julius Randle. And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Grant.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
Now here's Randle. Still without a bucket. Second half getting started. About a minute played. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, John Morant is excited to be back on the court, and he's looking to lead this Grizzlies team back to the postseason. He said of the adversity, quote, "It made me better. I'm just grateful and thankful for the position I'm in." Brian, it's great to have him back in action.
Yeah, everyone loves a comeback story, Allie. Thanks. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Timberwolves trail by 7. Randle, right side. Fires the 3. The rebound by Jackson.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Plenty of space.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
It's McDaniels on the wing. From the top of the key. Ooh, and once again, off the mark by Minnesota. Jackson with it. He's picked up by Edwards. From deep, Payne. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
To the middle. And stolen by Clark. And now the Grizzlies on the run. And it's Gobert with a rebound. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships? That is the answer to the question we all seek.
Memphis shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
To the paint. Here's Randle. And it's Randle with the jam.
Well, if the basket is within reach, Julius Randle understands how to finish.
Jackson for 3. And again, it's Memphis missing. Timberwolves trail by 5. Back to Randle. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Randle's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, I love the confidence Julius Randle has in himself. This guy knows what it takes to score.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. They get the rebound. Outside McDaniels. Second chance shot. And it's Bane with the rebound. Grizzlies lead by 5. The deep 3 from Kennard. The quick look, no good that time.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And they'll get another chance. Outside McDaniels. Randle, right side. 6 to shoot. Back to Daniels. Goes back up. Randle can't hit. This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Now here's Kennard. 6 points for him. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Edwards. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. It'll go on Luke Kennard.
How about the body control from Anthony Edwards? Just so good at using that frame to get through the teeth of the defense.
And Doris, you watch Anthony Edwards year to year. He just keeps reaching a new level.
He wants greatness badly. He's putting in the time, BA, to get there. Anthony Edwards, the shooting, the confidence, the leadership, everything's growing. He's now producing like an MVP. Look out, everybody. Here he comes.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. Timeout called, Memphis. The Grizzlies making a switch here. 44 seconds left in the third. Here's Pippen. Kennard for three. The shot won't fall.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Here's DiVincenzo. That misses. Had a chance to tie it. Kennard with it. And Clark picks him up defensively. And again, it's Memphis missing. The Timberwolves trail. Pass to DiVincenzo. Clark right side. Outside, DiVincenzo. Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next. And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. Left side read. Pass to DiVincenzo. There's a screen to take the lead. Good on the shot.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
What determination from Morant in the paint, getting his shot off despite being fouled.
So both teams changing it up here. Now DiVincenzo. The teardrop. Pass to Alexander Walker. Reed for three. Kennard with the rebound. And so it's Memphis with it. Morant with it. Ingles covering. Here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
I mean, big-time finish from Jackson. He is a force out there.
Outside, DiVincenzo. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Shot clock at 6. Oh, he used the shot fake to create the angle, but he couldn't get it to fall. Memphis leading. Kicks it out to Jackson. Kennard for three. Nails it from 3.
Luke Kennard is known for his three-point shooting ability. Big-time corner delivery.
Here's DiVincenzo. Tipped. Kicks it out to Clark. Pass to Reed. Outside, Ingles. Outside, Alexander Walker. Back to Reed. To halt the run. It's hauled in by Ja Morant.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
And he comes up with a bucket. And now it's a 7-point Grizzly lead.
And adding to this lead right now, riding a wave of momentum.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. Both teams deciding to change it up. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He isn't liking what he's seeing out there on the perimeter, saying to his guys, defensively, we're too lax, and they're getting any three they want. And offensively, the ball movement, it isn't crisp, which is why we're not getting many opportunities from outside. I want to see improvement on both ends.
Allie, thank you. Here's Edwards. The three. The shot by Conley, no good.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Out of bounds, it'll be Memphis's ball.
Hurts to see that kind of mistake. Coach is going to be on him about that one.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Kennard for three. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way, because hoisting from three is not the answer.
Outside McDaniels. Here's Randall. Another miss by Minnesota.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
Sinks the tray.
Timeout.
And the Grizzlies lead by 15.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to him at all times.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
From deep, Conley. Memphis with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Back to Jackson. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Memphis.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Outside for Randall. It's Edwards on the wing. To win the drought. It's hauled in by Ja Morant. Grizzlies lead by 17.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Grizzlies.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Ja Morant.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
Outside Edwards. Launches a three. It doesn't go for him. Pass to Kennard. From the elbow, Jackson. Kicks it out to Bain. Left side, Morant. Here's Edey. And Gobert with a block.
Wow, insanely tough to get a shot off when Rudy Gobert is around. Wow.
Count it. 29 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Inside. And stolen by Gobert. Outside Edwards. Pass to Randall. It's Edwards on the wing. Here's Gobert. And so Memphis takes this one by a big margin. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting.
That boy looking like Ja Rondo, man. What? 10 points? Damn, I ain't really didn't just facilitate. I didn't even realize bro was really out there facilitating like that. Yeah, good shit, team. I ain't even record this shit. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna say just